Coming off a pilot with Jerry's bull. We're back home from our elk hunt. My son shot this bull. We're gonna boil it to make it into a European mount. I took the cape off the head. If you look, we can see how we cut the bottom jaw off, so it's just the upper jaw. Box of baking soda, that'll help it kill germs and get it whiter. Okay, the water has started to boil, and we're going to take the horns and the skull and place it into the water. We have 2 boxes of baking soda in there, and we have little hooks that is holding the horns up so they don't lay anywhere where they get burnt from the fire. You can see that the water is really boiling now. I have some degreaser here that I'm going to add a little bit to the bottom and mix it in, and what that'll do is draw the oil that's in the skull out. Also, if you don't have this, you can go with Dawn soap. Some guys use that, but I'm going to use the actual professional degreaser. The skull has been boiling for about 5 hours now. I took it out of the pot, cleaned it a couple of times, and let it boil again. And you can see I hung it up here to cool down and dry. I got this, actually it's a Salon Care 40 volume. It's a cream. So when you paint this on, you want to be painting it on up right around the base of the horn. Make sure that you don't get it up over the top of the horn. We don't want to lighten any of that up, but this will definitely whiten up the skull. We're going to go up inside the skull there, get as deep as we can, make sure that all that turns as white as possible. The other thing is we want to make some type of a set for it. So what I'm planning to use is a old stump. Burn the stump more, but it'll be like a half a stump where the part of the stump will come down here and the other part will wrap around from the bottom of the tree. I painted the skull, and now I'm going to take it, put it in a nice warm place for it to dry. The skull has been drying for about 24 hours now, so we're going to wash it off, and we'll look it over real careful, look for any dark spots, and we'll repaint those areas with a Salon 40 and let it dry again for 24 hours, and then rewash it and make sure everything looks good. So you can see it's turning the wood nice and black, which will give it a real fine contrast. Now what I'm going to do is put the fire out. We got the stump that we had lit on fire, and we sprayed it with some lacquer. The skull is completely finished and whitened. I did add these bugle teeth in the bottom. My son wanted the teeth to be on the skull, so we inserted those back in and used some epoxy. So now it's just a matter of connecting the skull to the backdrop of the burnt log. If you look at the skull here, there's a couple small holes that I'm able to run my wire through, and that's what I'm going to do in order to attach it to the log. Hide the wire so that when it's on the board, it's not easily seen. Pull it down tight to the skull. So now we have it twisted in there tightly, held to the skull, and I'm going to do another twist up here, and that'll be the loop in which you will be able to hang it on the wall with. The nice contrast that you get with the black stump placed behind the skull.